It's a new day. This is CBS 12 News at 9 a.m.
The hurricane season is underway. While it's been pretty quiet lately, someone knock on wood, it's important to be prepared, especially when it comes to insurance coverage. And joining us now is Stacey Giulianti, co-founder and chief legal officer for Florida Peninsula Insurance in Boca. Stacey, thank you so much for joining us yet again. So after facing a global pandemic, is there a fear that Floridians will get complacent here about not preparing for hurricane season?
There is a feeling in the insurance industry and certainly in our company that sometimes people start to get complacent because it's been a few years since we've been hit with Michael and Irma and some of the other storms. And so what we want people to know is that they still need to be ready, because in 2020, we had one of the most active storm seasons on record, even though we weren't directly impacted in many ways. So we've got to keep our eyes open, because there are weather patterns that make it more likely that this year we're going to get hit.
So, why should people be reviewing their insurance policies, and also what should they be looking for?
One of the most important questions you've just asked. One of the things they need to make sure, number one, is make sure that your insurance is still in effect. I know that sounds strange. Of course, my policy is still in effect. But with all of the market dislocation and transfers to some of the different carriers and people moving in and out of the market, you need to call your agent or check your policy physically and make sure you still have coverage. That's one of the most important things you can do right now, just to be on the safe side. The second thing you really should do is confirm that you have flood insurance. Flood insurance, flood coverage, is not part of your regular homeowner's policy. Let me make that clear. It's not part unless you purchased it. And so it's relatively inexpensive as compared to the homeowner's insurance policy. It's easy to get, but it takes 30 days for it to get through the system. So if you need to get that flood insurance, make sure you do it now.
You're talking about people maybe not even knowing if they have home insurance anymore. There is this crisis that is looming here in Florida. The Insurance Information Institute revealing 27 more companies will have their A rating lowered here soon. If homeowners are concerned about something happening to their home insurance over the next few months, is there anything they should be doing right now about it?
Right now, the answer is probably no. We're in the middle of hurricane season. The law requires carriers, regardless of the reason, to give their customers at least 100 days notice if they're going to be non-renewed or if something is going to occur in a negative way. Companies like ours, Florida Peninsula and Edison and a bunch of other companies, are actually very financially strong. And so I think there's a bit less worry than, not you, but some of the media has made it out to seem. I think most of the carriers are solid and have this under control despite those reports. So to be honest with you, as long as you've got your policy and you're ready in case a hurricane hits, I think you're going to be okay.
So where do you see this all going? I mean, does it come to a point where maybe on the other side of this, when we get beyond all the fraud that we've seen with the roofing, with some nefarious characters, do we actually get to a point where maybe home insurance in Florida goes down? Where of course we pay some of the most expensive the entire country.
Well, here's the true answer. I don't know that insurance is going to go down, not just because of that. You have lawsuits, you have fraud, you have that type of litigious atmosphere that we know, especially in South Florida and the Tri-County area. But we can't do anything about inflation. The industry can't do anything about supply chain issues. We're in the business of helping people rebuild their house after a catastrophe, after a fire, after flooding, if they have flood insurance. We're in the job of getting them back up. And so in order to do that, there are outside costs that we just don't have control over. But those things that we control, carriers in Florida are working hard to keep the prices down and 100% want to be there to stand behind our policyholders. That's our business. That's what gives us a good reputation in this state.
Stacey Giulianti, great insight there. Stacey, thank you so much.
Thank you.